Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time of day it is. Welcome, everyone, to The Scoop. How are we all doing today? Welcome in. My name is Graham, and this is the man called Bibby, and this is a cat. I'll read cat. Oh, good to say, you were absolutely getting mugged off at first then. Like when you put your hand out, it was like, nah, oh. Tino says audio is fine. Was that you keeping the suspense going, or was it one of those where the audio was kind of like and then figured itself out at the beginning? What I think it is it does do that sometimes. The audio is a bit patchy at the beginning, and I think that is when we switch to the main scene, there's quite a few sources live, so it kind of struggles at that point in time. And I think that is what causes the hitch at that point. It kind of goes, I don't know if I can manage it. Yeah, we're fine today. Whereas some days we turn into Pandan Wally. But anyway, welcome in. How are we all doing? Happy Thursday? Is it Thursday? I'm going to guess Thursday. Anyway, yeah, welcome in. It is Thursday. Nice. It's the biggest day. It's the day of Europa League football. Nice. It's what everyone looks forward to. Yeah, ish. It is the day of Europa League football. It's not really what everyone looks forward to, but we do have a lot of football chat. Yesterday we talked football quite a bit. We did have some chat early on in the show. Someone asked a question, so we started talking football, which kind of came full circle a bit later on, because yesterday we jumped back onto an update, and that was around the German government banning loot boxes, making them 18 plus, not banning them, but making them 18 plus, which has huge knock-ons for FIFA. Anyway, fast forward 24 hours, and there is even bigger knock-on effects for FIFA. If you haven't seen the news, then it's pretty spicy. So we will update you on that. But first, I'll read Bib. Anything to add? How did you get on in the Pez streams yesterday? So for those of you who didn't know, someone did ask when are we streaming Pez next. The answer was yesterday. Bib did it. How'd you get on, Bib?
We did okay. We played 10 games, lost two draws. Something along them lines, anyway.
People are lying in the chat.
But
by
yeah,
the way.
thoroughly enjoyed
you
it again.
do have audio. It's fine. It's
oh. Again.
What? How many games did you play, and how many did you win, Bib? Just because they weren't listening.
I think Bibby the silent partner, absolutely. I think we played about 10 games yesterday, and then we lost 2. I can't remember if we drawn 2 or 3 or 2. I can't remember, but we did have a lot of wins yesterday, which I was thoroughly happy about, because we've been on a bit of a losing streak at the moment in time. Like we're picking up a few wins, and then we'll lose 2 or 3 games. But yesterday it all came together.
I think that's kind of the thing. It's because we're used to winning so many that we're actually we're breaking roughly even. So it's not the worst patch in the world, but we're basically done a United. We used to being so good for so long that being okay feels bad. That's what it is. That's what it is. Welcome to being a Red.
I think. But mate, I've been in blue all my life, and we have had it so much worse than what you're having it now. So, like, this is like a holiday period for United fans at the moment. But yeah, playing co-op pairs that's the way that I get enjoyment out of playing my club, because I'm not a great player. I don't, as I've said many times, I don't have enough time to get good. So having good players around me that can potentially carry me is always nice. But that's the way I get enjoyment out of the game anyway, playing co-op with my friends.
Yeah, and the vocal freestyle as well when you talk about it as well. Playing co-op. My name is Bibby. Okay, there you go. Game day inside the venue. Yeah. On the ones and twos. Anyway, let's jump into the chat. Let's see who's here. We have Lake, who was in nice and early. He says it's in the. Oh, hello. Was that an EA kind of reference? EA Sports. It's in the. Hello. I can't do it. Bibby, what does that exclusive subscriber remote actually sound like?
It's in the hello.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Just be that, like.
Chapper says, EA in the shitter again, is it I? It is. Cool, and good morning, dude. Thank you again for the raid yesterday. I'm just double checking. It's not in the feed. I thought, actually, I've just attributed a raid to you and I can't see it. Oh, there it is. It's all the way down there. Thank you again. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you for being here every morning as well. Genuinely appreciate it. Chapper says, no jank this day, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Gary says, morning, shaggers. Catwatch. Enix is in. Mr. T's in, Wagwan. Luke A25 says, good morning. As does Gagad. No audio for Bib. Thanks, boys. We fixed it. Hosted radio. Thank you for hosting the radio showness. Welcome in. Thank you very much for the host. Appreciate it. Anyone else that drops host, we appreciate exactly like. Wait for it.
Thank you for the ice cream.
That one. There you go. Pakila Quent. Cameron, thank you very much also for the host. Appreciate it, dude. Good morning.
Hey.
How are you doing? It sounds like Bibby is talking from a jar. Bibby the silent partner, and Tito says, "I wasn't complaining, to be fair." Kappa.
Like us.
We have Luke A25 in the chat. Asim says, "Is that Luke EA25 or Luke A25? It will make a difference for the main story. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's the agent. I don't know." Gary says, "I wish my ex had a voice box where I could lower it like that when needed." Boop. Lake says, "Blue Dabba-dee. Dabba-die. Graham the Garage MC. I love garage music. What's one thing you'll notice? I mean, ask Bibby. What was your first day in the car in the drive to the office like? Do you remember?
I genuinely couldn't hear anything you just said then. I don't know whether or not it was Discord playing, and then I just heard like.
That's it.
It just went dead silent. I was like, "Has my Discord died?" Or what?
I was sort of like, "Okay, he's mugging me off." In the chat, Chapper said, "Graham the Garage MC," and I says, "I genuinely do really like garage music, so much so." Ask Bibby what his first day in the office, driving to the office, was like.
Yeah, DJ Graham was in the seat, wasn't
it? Bit of garage, a bit of Shakademus and Pliers, even some Peter Andre thrown in there as well, probably as well. So yeah.
Well, Mysterious Girl is an absolute banger. So
that's true. That's true. Get them right.
I believe that was like nearly 3 years ago. That
What that first day driving to the office. That means it's like it's like just a bit less than that since you filled my my drinks tray with a nice caramel.
Careful what you say.
Easy, Tiger. We managed to stop off at Starbucks. Bibby grabs himself a nice large caramel frappuccino, creamy extra cream and all of the stuff. Goes to pick it up out of the cup holder, which is basically like a bowl with 2 cups. Grabs it by the lid, obviously. Schoolboy error. Lid comes straight off, drink turns sideways, and whole thing full of coffee in my car that was at that time was about 6 months old. I took it very well, actually. I took it very well.
You actually did. You actually did, considering your car was fucking swimming in froth and cream and. Yeah, it was all over the place, and you. Well, I think you took it so well because you decided to start a video of me spooning out the coffee out the center console. Which was hilarious.
Yeah, me watching you just there with a cup and a spoon. Okay, I'm gonna Google that. I need to find it. Graham _ day.
Let the cat out because she's doing my fucking heading already.
Goodbye, cat. No, I can't find it. I thought find it straight away, but we can't find it straight away, so we'll move ahead. Anyway, Yorkshire Pud Gamer says no Disney Plus talk today. No, not today. Dodgy Bib is just the same level of dodgy as it is right now. Was it like the Venga Boys bus? What? I don't know. Not sure I like these euphemisms. What? I don't know. I've missed something. Either that or I've lost it. It's fine. Okay, we'll move ahead. Was I in the office that day? I remember you being devastated about the mess. It might have been pre-you. I think.
No, you couldn't have been.
I think it was like
it definitely was
before you were born and then died at Jelly Media. So I think it was before that point. Venga Boys is class, beautiful trash. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's jump into some actual news. Like I say, we do have some spicy stories today. Yesterday we were talking about, let me jump into the split screen. Yesterday we were talking, actually pressing the buttons, that's the wrong one. Try again. Bosh. It's working. It's fine. Yesterday we were talking about, is EA potentially in the mire? And that is because Germany has banned loot boxes for under 18s. It's not fully finalized, but it's on the way. By spring, it could be boxed off. No pun intended. So that anyone 17 or under cannot play games with loot boxes because Germany sees it as a form of gambling, or at least that's what they're pushing ahead with. That could have huge implications for FIFA. That said, EA staff have found a way of getting around that. There's no need for loot boxes anymore. This is actually quite a big story, really. When you jump into it, anyway, let's jump in. If you haven't seen this version of the coverage is written by David Purcell at Disserter.com, and it says EA Sports to investigate alleged FIFA 21 black market uncovered by EA Gate. Thank you very much for the host, Mr. No One Pirate. Nice. That's number one pirate, by the way. Thank you very much, pirate dude. Much appreciated. So, anyway, jumping back into the article, EA Sports have seriously clamped down on foot, coin, and card sellers recently, but one of their own employees has allegedly been caught selling FIFA 21 icons. Now, EA Gate has started trending on social media, and the company is investigating the scandal, should I say. Previously, the developers took measures to ensure that trading outside of their own market was nigh on impossible. First, they removed the old foot trades to stop people selling cards. Then came the price ranges, and the list goes on. In court cases, EA even claimed in-game items could never be sold for real money. The only system to buy things in FIFA 21 and previous games has been to purchase FIFA points, buy some packs, and try your luck at packing a good player. On March the 10th, however, some serious allegations have spread across Twitter like wildfire. Based on these accusations, which include screenshots and various evidence, EA Sports have put out a statement confirming that they are investigating the matter. EA responds and promises thorough investigation, says the header there. Following backlash across social media from fans and partnered content creators alike, EA Sports have released their own official response to the situation. This suggests that the evidence is strong enough to be taken seriously, but gives little information about possible suspects within the company. I will read the full comment here from EA. We may get some repetition in the article, but let's go anyway. So EA Sports FIFA on Twitter says, we are aware of the allegations currently circulating within our community related to FIFA 21 Ultimate Team items. A thorough investigation is underway, and if we identify improper conduct, we will take swift action. We want to be clear, this type of behaviour is unacceptable, and we in no way condone what is alleged to have happened here. We understand how this creates concern about unfair balance in the game and competition. We will update the community as we get more clarity on the situation. As EA's FIFA account explains, the developers are cognizant of the allegations being spread and bothered enough to conduct a thorough investigation, confirming that work is already underway. EA have promised that the swift action of consequences will be delivered and that they will continue updating the FIFA community as the investigation develops. As far as what it took for EA to respond, the initial allegations built from screenshots into EA Gate trending on Twitter to community and partnered streamer backlash and even statements from buyers. The hashtag EAGate started trending as leaked direct messages claimed to show a conversation between what is allegedly an EA employee selling Ultimate Team cards for real cash. These can be seen below. In a tweet from Foot Arcade, these can be seen below in a tweet from Foot Arcade, my bad. It must be noted that at this stage, nothing has been proven in relation to this case, although things are serious enough to have gotten EA's attention. And I am going to sneeze, BRB. Nice off-mic sneeze. That's what you like, professionalism.
I didn't hear that for once.
Yeah, that's the joys of the Wave 3 microphone from Elgato, which they absolutely lovingly hashtag gifted to us. You can get yours from elgato.com. Just saying. That capacitive mute button is genuinely incredible, though. You literally can just mute and unmute without anyone noticing it's good. Anyway, in the conversation, they say people are paying $2,500 for R9 Ronaldo moments and $1,000 for Hullet moments just to get them listed on the market. Another message reads, quote, at the moment, we have two packages and they are 3 icons or 3 icons plus Team of the Year. According to these screenshots, these sales would cost a player $750 to $1,000 of real cash. A number of FIFA 21 streamers, some of which have been pushing for transparent and potential gambling in FIFA for a while, have come out to condemn these actions. Nepenthes says, ultimately, it exposes a huge fucking problem with FUT at the moment to the fact EA employees are, brackets, allegedly, having to sell icons for people to have a chance of using them. Needs changing. On top of that, streamer Nick28T added, so we grind, trade, open packs, and can't touch these PIM, which is Prime Iconic Moment, Prime Icon Moments, or whatever it is, players. But EA employees sell them to people secretly for $1,700. Lol. I respect the grind, but my god. And buyers are coming forward. The next development in this rapidly moving story is the moving forward of card buyers, some of which claim deals were concluded on WhatsApp. One deleted tweet said, quote, I mean, it is true, paid $1,300 for these players on WhatsApp. Don't know how they do it, but it works. It did have an image attached, but the post has since disappeared. On top of that, Nick posted another tweet with a video attached. Yes, nice. Wabbit, attached. Nick posted another tweet with a video attached, which appears to show the card land in the player's account as an untradeable item. Again, though, nothing has been proven in relation to an EA employee or developer being behind the potential dealings. And then let's get ready to wrap things up because it seems to be done. Oh, the article is wrapping up as well. Okay, one of the streamers listed in the EA Game Changers program, Karasuno Mav, aka Maverick, Mav Plays, has reacted to the allegations, making the case that obtaining icon cards of this level can actually be difficult through normal means this year. Despite having the coins for a Moments Ronaldo card, there are none on the market to pick up, touching on how the situation is inherently due to EA's stranglehold over a market they created. Mav speaks on how EA helped cause the unsavory behaviour currently be exposed. Quote, I wanted to talk about the whole icon black market. Now I don't agree with it, and obviously people buying icons is not acceptable, but at the same time, I'm sorry, and EA, I know you're not going to want to hear this, and I'm a game changer, but this is your fault. This is literally your fault. This is all on you. DeSoto then said they will go to continue to update the story as more news comes, but feck me, a lot can happen in 24 hours. Obviously, this has been going on for a little bit longer than 24 hours, but EA Sports are investigating the alleged selling of icon moments, prime moments, team of the year players, basically the super level players in Ultimate Team on a black market. Hashtag EAGate, as the content is trending as on Twitter, or has been. Bib, a lot there. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think we have enough time to be able to go through absolutely everything that's running through my head. But like, how do the employees have access to these cards in the first place? Do they just like? I think me and you were speaking about this yesterday before we left. It could have even been the day before, saying that I didn't realize that actual football players had versions of their card in the game, but it was powered to like 99. I was listening to the Blossoms podcast, and Phil Foden was on it this week. And he was talking about how he plays FIFA all the time. He's like addicted to Ultimate Team, and he's put his PSN name as Phil Foden, which you think, oh, it might just be someone blagging. Yeah, but then when you go to play against him, he's got his card in midfield that's rated 99 because he's a professional footballer, gets his cards. I didn't even realize that was a thing. But then you told me Joey Barton had one, and apparently his brother ended up selling them for like $2,500 or something.
It was like 17 million. It was like the most expensive card that's ever been sold ever, because Joey Barton's brother was like, I played with 95. It was 95 back then. 95 Joey Barton in midfield. He was shit, so I sold him.
So like a lot of these cards you can't actually get hold of because they are available to only a certain amount of people. But in the article, it's saying that people can't get hold of these cards regardless. Like there is no way of you being able to get hold of these cards, even if you had £180 million in your in-game currency, you could never get hold of the cards because they're never available, whether or not it's a very, very small number that's been released or people just aren't willing to get rid of them. So how are the people who work there getting these cards? Do they just get like an infinite amount of cards loaded to their account to then potentially be able to either give them away or sell them clearly for £1,700?
The way that I saw it, I read a different article on this yesterday, and it looks like basically someone abusing the system. So it's not so much like they get an infinite number of cards as such in their account and then getting rid of it from there. It's being deployed as like a reward, so it comes straight into your account as if it's come from EA. So this is someone that has access to card distribution, essentially, allegedly, because the messages, it doesn't mention it in there. People in one of the WhatsApp conversations were asking, how does this work? What do you need from me? And it's like, I need your PSN and your EA ID or whatever it's called. And it just drops in your account on Monday. It updates every Monday and it drops straight into your account. So whoever runs the system can effectively go, and there's another Ronaldo in the market, effectively, and they've just thrown that into someone's account directly. That's how they're doing it.
Surely there's only a handful of people that have access to that kind of information then, so it shouldn't be like the whole company's getting turned upside down. There's clearly someone that's out for themselves that are grinding this amount of money. Like, I mean, how thick do you have to be able to try and like jump into people's Discords and then get their mobile number and then text them to have all of this proof there to say, yeah, mate, 1,700 quid or dollars, you can have this player, or you can have 3 of them and you pay this price. Like, yeah, I mean, did anyone actually? Because I've read this article and then I was listening to you reread it again. Has anyone actually received these players? I think there was one person that said that they've got an untradeable Hullet. Was it that has entered their account? Is it? How many people have actually ended up paying this amount of money to then get these players? Because I don't think it actually says that this many people have actually received the items. I'm not saying it's a blag. I'm just thinking like how far down the practice has this actually gone? Like, is there thousands of people now with these prime icon moments?
I mean, that's the thing, though. It's kind of like it's bad practice. So, are people going to come forward with that? Really? That's like,
well, they're going to get their account banned.
Exactly.
If someone comes forward and says, "I've just paid £1,700 for 3 players," surely you're putting yourself in the firing line at that point.
It's like going, Boris Johnson has been selling crack to people. And you start full on. That's true, by the way. Absolute fact ish. Boris Johnson has been selling crack to people. Come forward if you've bought crack from Boris Johnson. That's basically come forward if you've broken the law as well. Probably not going to do that. I mean, it did me a solid price, by the way. I mean, GG's old bozzer. Jory sponsored. That's the thing. I mean, it could be going along for a while. If this is real, obviously, I'm going to mention that now. I don't want to keep mentioning allegedly and coming back to it all the time because that's the caveat. This has not been proven. This could easily be like full-on April Fools. I mean, I know we're already in March. We're not quite in April yet, but it could full-on be that kind of stuff. People taking the piss or malicious rumours that have been spread and gone nowhere.
Yeah.
It could be that. It could be a content creator that's decided to just kick a fucking a bin over, cause a bit of a mess. It could be that, or it could be someone trying to do something malicious, or it could be one of those things where you get some sort of media outlet that goes, we wanted to see how far lies can go on social media, fake news and stuff like that. It could be any of that. It could be. So take it with a huge pinch. Anyway, we've said that. We'll get out of the way and we'll continue on. We'll process the news as if it is happening. We said it. So if this is happening, I mean, I've been watching a bit of FIFA recently. Actually, it's down to, and a shout out to Chucky Boy 1234. I think his name is on Twitch. Let me see. Oh no, he's got the 5. Chucky Boy _12345 on Twitch. Go give him a follow. He's a good guy. Anyway, he streams on a morning playing some Ultimate Team recently. So I've been kind of watching him because he's not going in with thousands of pounds, burning the account away. He's playing the game as if I would play the game. Someone that's gone in with like a full-on, is it RTG? Is that where you're going with no money and you try to get like...
Yeah, the road to glory.
Yeah. So anyway, he plays that level of content. So I've been watching a bit of FIFA, starting off with Chucky and then jumping into other channels. And even in the likes of Castro, who I believe is the biggest streamer outside of EA, streaming FIFA on Twitch. Someone may know someone in a non-English area that might have bigger numbers. But for me, that I see, Castro is the biggest. Anyway, Castro wants these players. And even yesterday, I had the stream on for a little bit last night, and someone had DM'd him or something saying they'd got Prime Zidane or Legend Zidane or whatever the name is. They've got a Zidane. And you just can't get this player. It doesn't exist on the market. It doesn't matter how much money you've got or how much you want to throw at Zidane, you cannot get it. Supply and demand. There's just no supply. And that's what makes this incredibly painful, is the fact that people are out there that not only want them just generally, I want to try Zidane. Nice. I want to play with Zidane. Nice. Or I'm an RTG guy. My chances of getting Zidane are already incredibly low, but Bibby Two Lambos over here sat there with his credit card ready to just slap it at the screen. Even he can't get it because there's just none. They just don't exist. If they come, sniped, gone. That's it. You don't see it again. And if the supply of them is so incredibly low, which makes the loot box situation that we were speaking about yesterday more severe, that's where the problems are. There is no supply. Whereas at least with the cards that we use in this comparison. So yesterday we were comparing loot boxes versus Panini stickers versus Pokemon cards versus things like that. But at least people got Charizard. Multiple people in your school. If it wasn't you, multiple people in your school would have had Charizard back in the day from packs, because it did happen. Wasn't all the time, but it did happen. This just doesn't happen and can't be forced into existence through EA, unless someone circumvents the system and goes through the back end, Easy Tiger. Yeah, that's what compounds it. It's a horrible situation anyway. Someone shitting on their own business and using backdoors in the system for their own personal gain. Illegal, will go against all fucking contracts and stuff that they've got, will not only result in jobs lost, if true, but will probably then result in court cases as well for defamation of character and brand damaging and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, suddenly $2,500 for a couple of digital things doesn't seem very good when you're getting a $500,000 lawsuit plus on you. So yeah, it just compounds it and makes it worse, because everything's so difficult and so hard to get your hands on these players, to get prime iconic moments, Ronaldo and Pele and whatever. Just can't. But other people that just want to spend a wedge of cash outside of the system, that shows you that there's a problem with the system. If staff know that they can make money, large chunks of money, just by dodgy dealings on WhatsApp, that shows you that the system itself isn't balanced and isn't fair. I think that's kind of clear enough in itself. Okay, let's jump back to the chat and see what people say. Ice Cream Upload, shout out to those guys for shouting out Chucky Boy 12345. That's not Chucky Boy. There you go. You got it eventually. Nice. Never mind. I'll shut up. Jumping back. So finally, something to that UK thing. I think I will start a similar petition here. How do you mean, Lake? That's a while ago. I can't remember what we were speaking about. Germany have amended their announcement. It's unclear what they're doing now. Okay, update. The Bundestag has amended its announcement about the passing of the reform of the Youth Protection Act to remove mention of loot boxes. It appears the Bundestag made a mistake with its own announcement of the legal reform. Amazing! Oh, it's gone. No. The announcement, which can be viewed on the Bundestag's website, no longer includes the line. It also planned to deactivate cost traps such as loot boxes by default. See that? I mean, I'd have to see it. Because that, for me, still kind of, in that one little paragraph there, doesn't say that it would say loot boxes are bad or will be banned. It still looks like, I mean, it's removed the line that it's planned to deactivate cost traps. That could mean a bunch of things in terms of, if it's planned to deactivate cost traps, that's basically saying they're working on an action to get rid of them now, if you know what I mean. Whereas maybe they're just not committing to that. I'd have to see it in situ to fully understand that. Anyway, nothing will happen apart from banning the players who did it and the employee fired. I imagine the employee will get mega fines, but yeah. shit. Some of the most expensive FIFA cards next to a picture of Vidic. Ain't nobody paying £1,000 for a prime moment Vidic. Yeah, that's true. You can show your. Oh, no,
is it because it's got no pace?
I think
I would fucking love to have Vidic on PES.
I think it's a bit of that and Defender as well. people just don't spend that money on defenders usually. You maybe like cracked cards like Van Dijk, even though he's obviously been crocked for the year. But I think out of all the stuff that I've seen around this, the only player that people got that wasn't Ronaldo and Mbappe and other Ronaldo was Patrick Vieira, because he breaks up the play and starts. So it's all been the attacking focus, which is natural. If you're playing PES as well, if someone says which player would you get, you'd instantly go for the 99/100 rated forward as opposed to the 96 rated centre back kind of thing. So that kind of makes sense. Why are people paying 2.5k for an item that will last 5 more months before the next FIFA, which then again they have to rebuild their teams? Well, that's the thing though. Speculate to accumulate. Why are people paying 2.5k for an item that will last 5 months? Because that's from an employment perspective, that's 5 months of content that will pay for itself. We mentioned it yesterday. The top-down approach, the fact that things are so hard to come by, we've had conversations with content creators, and the example that I used yesterday is if you spend 100 grand on FIFA, I'm only using 100 grand. I know it's a shitload of money, but it's not really in the FIFA scheme of things. But 100 grand, and you spend that across a bunch of 10 grand players, you as a content creator will probably recoup your 100 grand and a bit more. If you spend that 100 grand on 250 grand players, those are players that no one else is going to have. And that makes your content and ad revenue and everything off that worth 300 grand, 500 grand. The numbers are irrelevant, but the point behind it is the same. You spend your money on the top level stuff as a content creator, you make it back. I know I've spoken to multiple content creators that have done that. That's why when people come out and go, as if he's just loaded 12 grand of FIFA points on his account or coins or whatever the feck it is, I don't know which one it is. So they've put 12 grand on their account because they're going to use that to make 50 grand. You putting 70 quid on your account is you throwing 70 quid away. It's not, well, not throwing it away, but you're not going to recoup that other than your enjoyment. It's different horses for different courses. So yeah, the people doing this now are people that have relationships with EA. People that EA feel are legitimate, for want of a better word, because this is clearly an illegitimate situation, but people that EA feel, or EA's staff, whoever was doing this, feels that they are legitimate enough to be able to give them players without it coming back on them. So yeah, it's not just... Yeah, exactly. It's not just Joe Blogs off the street going, "Can I buy a Prime Ronaldo, mate?" Yeah, of course, yeah. It's someone that they feel, okay, if you're a content creator. And the other thing as well, I don't know if it mentioned in the article, was the prices were about, say, $1,000, but one of the messages was, seeing as you're a friend of the other person that I've just paid, I will do it for 600 quid or 800 quid or something like that. So that kind of backs up that point. This person at EA selling to this content creator or esports pro, whichever angle it was, they believe, okay, if I sell to that person, they are invested because they can't out me because they will get stung by EA. And therefore their friends kind of are wrapped up in that as well. But it's clearly not the case because the friends have gone, okay, yoink. So yeah. So that's why you'd be spending 2.5k, because you just earn it back. Or if you're an esports pro, if you're not earning it back that way, having them in your account means that you qualify for the events because you play with what you pay with in EA Sports Ultimate Team esports. You don't play in with stat balanced teams. You go in with what you've accrued. So that's why it's important as well. Nepenthes, that guy is a no comment. Interesting. Tell me the comments. I know there's a lot of negativity around Nepenthes. I have actually met him multiple times. I'm not going to say he's got his slate's not clean. Let's put it that way. He's got history when it comes to legals around content and stuff like that. Absolutely. That said, he, from what I'm aware of, bear in mind I don't know him super closely and I've not really looked into it. He has what's the word that doesn't sound shit? He has paid his price, paid his dues or whatever, done his sentence, and has looked to improve following that. So, and I know he does get a lot of write-off from his history. That said, if you do have anything else, feel free to. If you want to comment, feel free to comment. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough. From my point, he seems decent and is looking to correct on a shitty past. But that's just me. Feel free to throw in. Joystick Junkies says, me and the boys moving to PES 2022. Goddamn right you are. Get in the team. You can join us for some My Club Co-op. Yeah. They'll work on support teams, e.g. if you're missing a pack, they can look into it and put it into your account. Guess it's the same process. Yeah, exactly. That's the sort of thing. It's the same way with shit analogy. Pokemon Go. Someone had an issue with something crashed and they didn't get something, and then they had something put into their account. And there was a big story when Pokemon Go was massive, when Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres weren't in the game, and someone accidentally got given an Articuno and then made a song and dance about it on social, saying, "Look, someone just dropped this into my account! Yay!" So they took it back. Okay. Disgraceful practices from a scummy publisher staff. Great PR move. Nick did what with the video, says Iceman? Oh, I want to see this clip. I won't put it on screen. I'll just go on. Nick posted another tweet with a video twatched. That's nice. A twatched. Cheers for the clip, Iceman. Video twatched. People won't admit it because they'll lose their account, says Luke. I agree. Boris Johnson has been doing worse than that. I agree. I agree. Stupid rumour about Boris. He wouldn't sell any of his stash. Exactly. No, just give it to his mates. And yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Keep it in the fam. Castro, the South American dictator, plays FIFA. That's true. Is it Fidel Castro? But yes. Even for people who want to watch someone use icon moments R9, can't because no one has them. Exactly, that's it. Iconic moments R9, the Zidane one that I was talking about. There's a lot of cards and players that even people where money isn't an option can't get involved. Now that is a problem with the system. It's as simple as that. If this is an open system but is entirely closed, then there's something wrong there. Not that I believe people should just be able to go in where money's no option and just pay to win. But still, you get what I'm saying. If money is no option and that still doesn't change anything, then what's the point in the marketplace? Your balancing is off, and that's your balancing can be off for a number of reasons. Either you've just got a poor economy, and the economist teams that are working on it are making mistakes and don't realise, or you can offset an economy for damaging practices. And one of the main reasons for offsetting an economy in like that is purely profit-based. If you make things hard to come by, that's the supply and demand element. You as an economist can say, here's a shitload of Ronaldos, knowing that they will bring their price down in the market, so that has knock-on implications. It can go two ways. Either throwing a shitload of prime iconic moments R9s into the market makes shitload of people bid and spend money. The alternative is that people go, his value is shit now. Everyone's got it. I don't want it. And it drops the prices. Economists, there's positives and negatives. You'll see the Bank of England talking about it all the time with base rates and shit. But FIFA, I think they understand theirs enough by this point where they just go, actually, if we keep and we'll just throw one in every 6 weeks or so or whatever, then yeah, people will keep spending. And when it does happen, when it does come onto the market, someone will snipe it and then they'll make massive content around it and everyone will watch that, which then feeds the machine again because people have been reminded that, okay, that massive content creator, Tassiman Villa, has just got R9 Ronaldo and he's fucking cracked, but I can't get it. So it increases the desire, the demand, but with no supply, and it just keeps churning. What if they were trying to feed their kid? Nah, I couldn't even finish that sentence. Exactly. I'm going to scalp consoles to feed my kids. Yeah, fuck off. Get out of here. It's all bad. Vidic can't be on Pez as Torres is there. He's kryptonite. As painful as it is, that's fucking true. Vidic knocked himself out cold just so that he could get off the pitch when Torres was playing. So yeah, I mean that was against Liverpool, right? Was it right? I don't know. I can't remember now. Maybe wrong. Anyway, Ice Cream Uploads. It does ask the question of loot boxes, as EA have always maintained it's not gambling, as there's no way of trading these items for real money. Surely this proves that argument to be false. Well, it kind of touched on that in the article, but didn't jump back onto it. I thought it would have done it. Or maybe that was the article that I read yesterday. But yeah, that contradicts. In a court of law, EA have said that there is no way that these items can be distributed other than loot boxes. Maybe they're talking from a consumer point of view, because arguably the person buying that thing from EA staff is a consumer, but that's not the normal consumer route. That's off the books. That's illegal. So maybe maybe that just covers the consumer routes. Because if that is the case, then yeah, you can't buy these players unless you're dodgy as fuck and know someone at EA that can sort you out. But yeah. Lake says, I've been blocked on Twitter by Nep. What have you been doing, Lake? What have you been doing? Agree with Gary on that, guys, and others like Cal Freezy. Remember they shit piled on me on WNB FSB back in the day. BNs. Okay, so yeah, I don't know that kind of element of stuff, but the Nepenthe stuff. Who was the other guy? There was Nepenthe's. I know there was Syndicate, and there was a few other content creators that were basically had their own sort of loot box website that they just stumbled across that they made, that they were earning shitloads of money from, and that's where the negativity around him comes from. But yeah, I don't know about the shit piling. That's not good. Nepenthes wanted to fight people because they were hating on FIFA. The guy is straight up a dick. It was something like that. I can't fully remember, but I gave my thoughts on an upcoming FIFA at the time in comparison to Pez, and yeah, him, Cal Freezy, and a few of us didn't like it. To be fair, your thoughts were absolutely shit, so you deserved it. It's what you get, mate. So yeah, yeah. Yeah. Hopefully they're good, better people now, as Graham said, though. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They might not be. From my perspective, they are. But that said, I don't know them that well, so I don't know. I mean, I know I like Tob Jizzle and Manny, and they're amazing guys. I can vouch for them ones, but Nep, I don't know that well. Absolute idiots. Actually, I hope that I've read that bit. What this will say is that they are untradeable in this case, so have no resale value. And also, it's one rogue employee, not the company as a whole. Exactly, and that's the thing. That's not a customer avenue, so they aren't for sale on the market. It does kind of bring them under fire, but not for that sort of angle. It's kind of a different angle. How dare! How dare! My bad. I just reminded him of his YouTube topics, that not everything is not insane that happens in the game. Don't you remind people of conversational items? God damn it. Okay, so what do you guys think, though? What do you guys think? EA Gates, how do you feel about this? Obviously, do any of you guys play Ultimate Team? And if you do, what are your thoughts on this? Does this just add to what you already kind of felt? Does this change things and make it worse? What do you feel? For me, it doesn't really change stuff, because I've kind of always had that opinion anyway, that the absolute pinnacle of Ultimate Team for me, as someone that doesn't play Ultimate Team, and for someone that wouldn't put 15 grand into any game, let alone an annual franchise, I feel Ultimate Team is beyond my reach. Compare that to my club. Obviously, I'm not saying that that's perfect either, but my club, I can play with iconic moments Ronaldo and iconic moments Messi. Those are within my reach. Yes, they're not free, and that's enough of an issue for some people anyway, which I completely understand, because there's still loot boxes in that. But like, does that just kind of like add more fuel to the? It's a bad system, the whole loot box. What are you saying? What do you think? Feel free to let us know in the chat as we jump ahead. Anyway, we'll jump into the next story. Bibby, do you want to just make sure your desk, should I say, is kind of bolted down and has no potential for liftage, please?
I'm wearing my boner pants today, mate.
Nice. As in the ones that strap it in, or the ones that let it free? Because the
let it free, mate.
No,
gotta let the boner grow. Let the boner grow.
You got to let your boner. Okay, never mind. I may have watched Coming to America, and the Soul Glow song was in my head, so there you go. This story, though, if you have been here before, you may know that Bibby is a little bit of a fan when it comes to Resident Evil. What's that hoodie you've got on there, Bib?
Don't know what you're talking about,
Exclamation mark, insert coin, boop. There you go. Exclamation mark, insert coin. That is the RPD hoodie from Insert Coin Clothing. You can get 20% off using the code ICIceCream20. Bosh, there it is, all in the chat for you. Fill your boots. You don't have to at all. It's just there. If you did want to help yourself with something, you can. Anyway, the reason I mentioned the hoodie is because, obviously, Bibby is a big Resi fan, and I believe this was shared by Gary. I could be wrong. But Chris Scullion at VGC has the scoop this morning, which is Resident Evil movie reboot set for September release. The first in a new franchise is set in Raccoon City in 1998. Stop there, Bibby. The Resident Evil movie series. Quick, one-word thoughts. Like, do you like it? Is it good? What are you saying? maybe 3 words.
Again, Discord shit itself then. So the only part that I heard then was 3 words.
Oh, okay.
So I genuinely have no idea what you said before then.
Okay, Resident Evil movie series, as in what has
Yes.
happened previously, not everything
Okay,
before
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I said 1 word, and they said maybe 3 words, basically 1 sentence. How would you class the films for Resident Evil? Do you like them? Are they good? Are they bad? Do you like what we're saying? What we're saying?
Watchable, but not great.
Okay. So a full reboot starting off from 1998. Does that tickle your fancy?
Absolutely.
I was watching his face because I could see the slight crack of the smile. So, look, I can see you trying to hold it back. Okay, let's jump in. Let's give you the rest of the article then. So, Constantine Films' new Resident Evil movie will reboot will be released on September 3rd, according to one of its actors, Chad Ruck, who plays Richard Aiken in the upcoming film, revealed the release date on Twitter. The film is the first in a completely new franchise and has no relation to the 6 Resident Evil movies released between 2002 and 2017. Which were written by Paul W.S. Anderson and starred Mila Jovovich. The new movie, which is being written and directed by Johannes Roberts from 47 Meters Down fame, will be faithful to the story of the first 2 Resident Evil games and takes place in Raccoon City in 1998. It will also star Kea Scodelario from The Maze Runner as Claire Redfield, Hannah John Kamen, Ant-Man and the Wasp, as Jill Valentine, Robbie Amell from Upload, which Bibi knows about, as Chris Redfield, Tom Hopper from the Umbrella Academy as Albert Wesker, Avan Jogia from Zombieland Double Tap, and also Victorious, for those that were kids and watched it on Nickelodeon, as Leon S. Kennedy, and Neil McDonough Yellowstone as William Birkin. So basically a lot of people that some people will probably have heard of will be in this movie. Quotes. With this film, I really wanted to go back to the original first 2 games and the associated terrifying experience that I had when I first played them, Robert said when the film was first announced in October. And at the same time, I am telling the story of a small, dying American town that will appear both familiar and relevant to today's audiences. Constantine film producer Robert Kulzer, who also worked on the 6 previous Resident Evil movies, added, after a dozen games, 6 live-action films, and hundreds of pages of fan fiction, we felt compelled to go back to 1998 to explore the secrets that lay within the walls of the Spencer Mansion and hidden from Raccoon City. Netflix announced the live-action series based on Resident Evil in August, which is separate, so we will not talk about that. But what we will talk about, though, is the fact that there is a new Resident Evil movie reboot, and it's set to release in September. Bib, what do you think?
Mm-hmm. I'm super looking forward to it. Do not get me wrong. Like, this is going to be amazing. I know it's already going to be miles better than the films that we've had previously. One thing I don't get, though, is said they wants to go back to the first 2 films, which first 2 games, which is fine because you got Resident Evil 1 and then obviously Resident Evil 2. In chronological order, it doesn't make any sense. So if he's going to go the Resident Evil 1, does that mean that they're going to be in the mansion? Because before that, we had Resident Evil 0, which obviously came out like 5 years later. Well, not 5 years later, but it came out a few years later, which is meant to be set before Resident Evil 1. So I don't know how the timeline's going to work. Are they actually going to start this off as Resident Evil in the mansion, and then they're going to move on to the streets of Raccoon City in the second film? Yeah, I mean, again, it's actually using real characters. The films used the characters eventually, but they wasn't portrayed very well. Yeah, I'm super looking forward to seeing how this, if it's going to mirror the games, and they're going to start off, like I said, in the mansion and then move on to Raccoon City, because technically it should go like Resident Evil 0, 1, 3, and then 2. That's how the kind of the timeline works. Oh yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how this actually goes down.
What do you guys think? Mr. T, Mr. T. Oh, okay, maybe not. He says, "How shit do we think this will be, and why is it a lot?"
I don't think it will. I can't. I think the films have done enough damage historically. I want to know. Well, we've only got a poster. I mean, with the Netflix series, we've actually seen like the RPD being built and the city of Raccoon City and things like that. Those things look so good. They literally look one for one from what they look like in the game, which is fantastic. I just need to know a little bit more about these films and how they're going to work. Like the TV series, I can imagine that being a lot better than the films are going to be now. But yeah, they want to base it back on the first two games, which if you're going to be making a film as a clean reboot, that doesn't make any sense. But who knows? Who knows? I'm super looking forward to it though, because I do feel like the films have done a super injustice. Like the CGI films were so much better than the actual films, the live action ones. So if they can try and follow that formula, that would be fantastic. But again, if it comes down to chronological order, making it based off the first two games doesn't make any sense. But who am I to say? I'm not a director. I'm not a screenwriter. We'll see how it goes.
Just done a quick Google. 47 meters down, I have not seen. And the reason I say that is because Asim said, obviously said, how shit do we think this will be and why is it a lot? He then followed that up saying, the director, less so the cast, doesn't give me hope it'll be good. Hopefully watchable though. To which then Luke Pastille says 47 meters down is good, not the sequel. That's trash. Apparently there's a 3 as well. I didn't even know that. I've not seen any of them. But yeah, I don't know anything. I can't confirm for the director. Some of the cast, yeah, mixed bag. It's a very wide ranging cast in terms of you got actors and actresses from huge films, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Maze Runner, big budget films, varying success. Upload, Amazon series, the brother of the Green Arrow from the DC TV series, by the way, Robbie Amell. There you go, fun fact. Umbrella Academy, and so there's some good actors and actresses in there. That said, if they are following the lead of a poor director or a poor script, it can all go horribly wrong, which is what I feel happened previously in the Resident Evil films. I didn't mind Resident Evil 1. Looking back at it, it's not aged well. Graphics,
the CGI and the liquor is horrendous.
It's bad. It's bad.
It's so bad.
So we watched it kind of last year-ish. Not the whole thing. We just turned it over and it was on one night, maybe on like an E4 or something like that, and we just watched it and like, oh. And even on the HD channel on TV, the whole thing just didn't look great. It looked like it was filmed on a potato. So that said, I love the first film at that point in time. Probably not the novelty, but the relativity, knowing that, a game I've played is a film. We're beyond those times now. Games are bigger than films now. It's kind of, film and TV is taking games seriously. We've seen it with The Witcher and that massive movie, Sonic the Hedgehog, which is actually really good, by the way. There you go. So yeah, maybe we're getting to the point where films are actually going to tell solid stories and not just be cheesy overhypes that tie into games, which then kind of gives me a little bit of a good feel of this, because Capcom have had a lot of success with rebooting Resident Evil recently. I mean, reboot's not the right word, but remake Resident Evil recently. Obviously, if they can nail a remake, you kind of hope that they've still got a hand on the wheel when it comes to a reboot and making sure that I don't know how to pronounce his name. Is it Johannes Roberts or Johannes Roberts? You kind of hope that they don't just go, there's our IP, run off and butcher it and do what you feel is best. You kind of hope that they're having Neil Druckmann-esque involvements in terms of the story. Okay, you want to sell it from a new angle. You want to kind of give us the idea of what's happening inside the Spencer Mansion. That's fine. We didn't tell that story the way that you're telling it. We would probably keep this in mind. This is good to know, but yeah, fill your boots. As long as they give them the caveats and stuff, then I think that could be good. I will give them the benefit, purely because I've had good experiences with Resident Evil films, and also the fact that they can't really do any worse than the recent ones that I've seen. So I mean, that's probably a bit of a backhanded comment to finish on. I think, yeah, I'm still going to keep some excitement for this. If they go back and they strip off all of the crap that came with the Resident Evil films, they basically turned into, they went from Resident Evil and some house in the middle of nowhere that's got was it the Hive? Is that what it was called? Oh,
yeah, underneath the underground.
Yeah, so that kind of that still real world element of Resident Evil, boots on the ground. That's what I love to say. That kind of real world feel from the first film into what was basically pitch black with Vin Diesel, but change Vin Diesel for Mila Jovovich, or however you pronounce her name. That's pretty much what I see when I looked at any of the later Resident Evil films. It was just pitch black. That's what it was. It was a space film, but on Earth. So yeah, I'll give it a benefit of that. Will it be winning Oscars and Golden Globes? Probably not. Will it be cheesy churn and potentially good? Maybe. And I'm happy enough with cheese as long as it's okay. As long as it's okay. If it's not painful, then yeah. So yeah, what I'm saying is my bar is set low, but that's not a bad thing for me. Okay, let's go back through. Resident Evil movies started off okay, but then became so shit. Exactly. Cameron says, Effie from Skins as Claire. So Effie from Skins, is that the one from Maze Runner? Didn't realise that she was in Skins. I only watched like some of the... Was it the first season? I can't remember. I watched some of Skins, but I didn't really watch too much of it. Agreed, at least with Anderson, he had Event Horizon and the first Mortal Kombat film to his name beforehand, showing he could do horror and video game adaptations. Oh, did he do Mortal Kombat? Okay, well, then that's it. He's absolutely a winner. Mortal Kombat! Test.
No, you set him off now.
Okay, we'll stop. I've done that before. Yeah, happy to be proven wrong. Let's hope that you are proven wrong. Just because then we've all got a film to celebrate. But we'll temper our expectations. Not wrong with that. Capcom didn't have such a great time with the Monster Hunter movie in China. Did it not do well? I've not seen it. Has it come out everywhere?
Didn't half the film get chopped out?
I don't know.
I'm fairly certain there was something quite controversial in that, and I like half the film got chopped out. I could be talking absolute bollocks, but I am 95% sure that certain segments of that Monster Hunter film got trimmed.
It got pulled for a racist joke. Nice. Great content inclusions there. GG's. The new Mortal Kombat movie looks shit hot. They have a decent director who genuinely loves the series and paying respect, but also tweaking where needed for the medium. Cast is good too. I say that now and it'll be shit. Do you know what? I agree. Not that they say it now and it'll be shit. It does look good. I mean, I've always been a fan of the Mortal Kombat movies. Less so much the games. After Mortal Kombat 3, I kind of fizzled out, which is kind of where the movies fizzled out as well, really. Did they even make... They've probably made some stuff after that. Anyway, David will tell you in the chat, we were huge on Mortal Kombat growing up, so seeing the quality of the video, what was it? Is it HBO Max? Is that what it's coming out on? Because that's where they kind of teased it a little while ago, and then they released the trailer like a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, I'm on board for that absolutely all day. It does kind of weird my mind that Kano isn't the like the Aussie sort of kind of guy that he was in the first film, because I just thought he nailed Kano, and this Kano was very different. But yeah, I'll get past that once I start seeing it. But yeah, I'm excited for that too. So yes, anyway, if you like video games and you like films, Video Game Films 2021 is going to be full of them. Nice. Actually, good morning to Return of the Mac. Hey up, Northern lads. I'll read. Can you share the link of the article, please? To which Bibi did. Nice. Cheers, Aki, he says. He got pulled for a racist joke against the Chinese. Well, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, you can't blame them. You can't blame them for fucking... Yeah, nope, we'll take that one off. Fuck out of here. With movies based on games, writers, directors try hard to 100% mimic the games. For me, have a foundation from the game and then tweak enough for the medium. The Witch series did that and turned out to be amazing. Movie needs Fallout 2. 100%. You always see, like... It's like when you'd get a wrestler in a film, and it could be... any sort of film, be it a Fast and the Furious or a prison-based film or a whatever, if The Rock's in it, less so much now because he's Dwayne Johnson in his own right. But when The Rock started going into films, you can guarantee someone's getting rock-bottomed. Absolutely. When there's a fight scene, he's going to rock-bottom someone. Stone Cold's going to stunner someone. It's like they have to still be that thing, that they have to...
Fan service.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to enjoy the film if he's not fucking ripping off his sleeve and throwing it at someone and then running across the fucking warehouse, bouncing off the wall, coming back and then people's elbowing someone. What the fuck?
Was that in Fast 6 where he rock bottom Jason Statham?
Yeah.
Or was it Fast 7?
I think it was it Jason Statham, or was it when he was fighting Vin Diesel? I can't remember. But I think it happened in... When I say a prison one, I think there was a prison-ish film, like Gridiron Gang or something, where there was another wrestler in it and something. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've seen stuff like that. Or even, did it happen in The Scorpion King? It probably did. But back in the day, a wrestler in a film, we have to include a wrestling move, but it's about Egyptian pharaohs and mummies, not about rock bottoms. Because in reality, the rock bottom, you're pretty much cuddling someone as you both lie down. You're going to hurt as much as they do, which is not very much. So fucking one punch to the face will do more damage than a rock bottom. God damn it. So yeah, take some of the story and let that be the fan service. Don't go over the top. You don't need to embed forced elements into it. Absolutely right. The Witcher nailed it completely. And it's like Sonic the Hedgehog. If anyone hasn't seen Sonic the Hedgehog, it's not a spoiler because it's the first thing you see in the film. The rings that Sonic collects, they are a huge part of the story in terms of why there is a blue hedgehog on Earth. As you see it in the game, you get to the end of the zone, and certain ones where there's a big ring there, you can jump into it and you disappear. So, yeah, it wasn't quite the same as the games, but they took a bit and they used that for their story. Just take it and then make your own story. That's the one, 100%. That's how it should be. It's just a shame we won't see it on HBO Max. Yeah, it'll come to Sky or something now, I'd imagine, off that. Sky and HBO have a really good relationship. In that sort of sense,
it's Sky Atlantic it'll end up being on.
Yeah, something along those lines. If not, like pay-per-view first and then Sky Atlantic or something there. Not coming to the UK until 2022. Is that when it is? Boo. Trevor Goddard died not long after the Mortal Kombat film, so they modified Kano to be Kano in the games to be more like him as a tribute. Oh, really? I didn't realise. Okay. That's probably why the one on the film I thought was so spot on, because the games merged to be like him. That's pretty cool. I like that. GG's, boys. Yeah, Gary, if you have Sky/Now TV, you should be able to watch most HBO Max stuff. The issue for me with Sky is that I don't have movie channels, and paying for it on Sky isn't great as the quality is a bit shit. See, we pay for the Sky movie channels. We just don't tend to watch them because COVID has kind of killed the movie industry releases, so there's nothing to watch. The funny thing is, though, actually, if you check it out...
Tell you what, I can get you Disney Plus for $5 if you want.
Yorkshire, is it? I can't remember. Was it Yorkshire Pud? I can't even remember. All I remember is the Yorkshire Pud element. Where is it? Yorkshire Pud Gaming. There we go. He was in here earlier on. He's like, no more Disney Plus chatter today. Oh, he's gone anyway. I was just about to say. I said it as Bibby got up to let the cat out, and he's doing the same thing. Oh no, he's just left. That's it. As soon as I mentioned Disney Plus, he leaves the room. He's gone. But yeah, my issue is not so much the quality, which that is an issue, to be fair. My issue is if you look at the films now and you look at the new premieres tab or whatever it's called, you can like see the star ratings. And we were going through it the other day, and they were either unrated or 1 out of 5 stars, unrated 1.5 out of 5 stars, unrated, and it's just kind of like things have just been thrown on as premieres, but it's just throw enough shit and hopefully something will stick. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can watch a 1-star film and really enjoy it. Star ratings are not. Everything's subjective, obviously. But that said, the quality of stuff at the moment isn't spectacular, which is not Sky's fault. It's just a world fault. But yeah, so if you're paying for it, like I am. That said, just got another 4K Sky Q box delivered yesterday. Nice. So that I can not watch Sky in more rooms in the house. Fun times. The only time I saw The Rock do that early on was on Welcome to the Jungle, or whatever that film was called. He did with Sean William Scott. See, I have never seen that film. I remember going to watch that film when I first met Danielle. She had it on DVD. I don't know how she got it or where she got it from. I think she bought it from like GameStop Stockport or something like that. But it was called Traqueur, which is my horrible attempt at a French accent. Traqueur. So we had a French version. Didn't work on the UK DVD players, so I've never seen it. There you go. Fun fact. Anyway, let's move ahead. So Resident Evil reboots will be coming September 2021. So yeah, expect to see more video game content on your screens later on in the year. But coming back to video content, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant
Heroes in a half shell.
bit of power. Matt Wales at Eurogamer says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles return with some 4-person brawling in Shredder's Revenge from the dev behind Flint Hook and Mercenary Kings. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are set to make their video game return in Shredder's Revenge, a side-scrolling beat-em-up inspired by the retro likes of TMNT Turtles in Time. That's coming to PC and consoles at some currently unspecified future point. Let me hit play on the video and give it a mute so you've got something moving as I'm reading through it. Excuse me. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is a collaboration between, how do I say that? Is it Dotemu? I don't know. I said .emu, I could be wrong. The publisher behind the Streets of Rage 4 and Wonder Boy, The Dragon's Trap, and developer Tribute Games, which created the excellent Flint Hook and Mercenary Kings. It promises to take Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello on a, quote, breathless tour of iconic TMNT locations, from the sewers of New York City to Dimension X that pits them against the likes of Bebop, Rocksteady, Krang, and Shredder. Inevitably, our half-shell heroes will need to battle their way through enemies along the way, and Shredder's Revenge features a range of combat abilities based on classic brawling mechanics. That old-school inspiration continues through to the game's visuals, which adopt a retro-inspired pixel art aesthetic said to invoke the Turtles' classic 1987 design. There's no release date for Shredder's Revenge just yet, or specific console platforms, for that matter, but you can get a taste of his action in the announcement trailer above, which is playing on your screen right now, which includes a rendition of the Turtles' iconic theme tune by Faith No More's Mike Patton. I'll leave this on the screen for now. For anyone that's has watched our content over the last couple of months, you may have seen us play Streets of Rage 4, which was a side-scroller game made now, but with a nod back to 20 years ago. And that is exactly what Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge looks like, and that is exactly what I wanted it to look like. So, geez. Nice. Very simple, very short article. You get the point. The game is coming. We will keep you updated on that. We will probably play through that one on the channel, not going to lie. That probably looks like an Ice Cream Uploads game for sure. But we'll keep you updated. For now, though, we will keep the pace as we move forward into our final article, just so we can wrap things up for you for the day. And you know you're all busy. You know you've got places to be, things to do, and stuff like that. But before you go, Tom Ivan at VGC says, Forza Horizon 4 enters the top sellers list following Steam debut. Peak concurrent player count currently stands at 14,600. Forza Horizon 4 appears to be off to a decent start on Steam following its March the 9th release. The game is currently number 11 on Steam, on the Steam top sellers list, and had a peak concurrent player count of 14,609 earlier on Wednesday, according to Steam DB. Forza Horizon 4's Steam launch marks the first time Microsoft's long-running racing series has been released on Valve's digital distribution platform. Original release for Xbox One and Windows PC in 2018. Is that how long it is? Yikes, wow. The game was updated for Series X and S in 2020 when it was also made available on Android devices through cloud gaming with Game Pass Ultimate. The Steam version of the open world racer, which is developed by UK-based Playground Games and takes place in Great Britain, supports crossplay with all other platforms. Microsoft announced in 2019 that it would be bringing its first-party titles to Steam in order to give PC players more choice in where they buy their games. It's further been claimed that Forza Horizon 5 could be set for release in 2021. Meanwhile, Turn 10 has said that the next Forza Motorsport game, described as a reimagining of the series, is in early development. So let's put a pin in that there. Forza Horizon 4 has launched on Steam and he's doing pretty well. What are your thoughts on those two stories, Bib? Oh, we've lost him. I don't know if you can you... Hello? Hello?
He's on a hair shell.
Oh.
I was just singing.
I don't know.
Did I get DMCA'd?
Clearly. I mean, Discord absolutely, you got Discord MCA'd. It just absolutely chopped you off. I asked you a question and then you just kind of like, not blue screen, but freeze framed. So yeah, thoughts on those two stories?
First one, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's so hard to say them words without singing it. But yeah, I can't wait for that. It's going to be phenomenal. We've still got Scott Pilgrim to play through as well, which is obviously a game from like 10 years ago that's been re-released by Ubisoft. We love a good side scroller. Streets of Rage 4 was one of the best games that I've played in such a long time. I've really enjoyed that one. But this, you can't really go wrong with a new Turtles game, can you? It's taken all of the best bits that we've previously had many years ago, and then just updated it to a modernish game. The Forza game, I've played the living shit out of that. I've probably put like 60 hours into it, and I'm still nowhere near finishing because I keep on getting sidetracked by all the side quests, which is weird to say in a car game. But all the side missions, it's such a good game, and it's kind of shown that once they've taken it away from one platform and played it on another one, very similar to what we've been saying about the PlayStation stuff. There is no reason why people shouldn't be able to play the exclusives after a certain period of time.
I completely disagree with that. I, as a PlayStation player, only want my games to be available for me on my platform and not for others on their platforms.
It just shows that there's a demand elsewhere in the game, and the amount of money that Microsoft probably would have made via Steam would be making them very, very happy at this moment in time.
For sure, for sure. David says, I wonder if they will rename it to Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles over here as a throwback. Yeah, what was the reasoning behind that? I remember that they couldn't use ninja in the title. Was that like an at late 80s, early 90s sort of, you can't say the word ninja around kids. Meanwhile, fast forward to early 2000s, and it's like, yeah, buy Lego Ninjago. It's like, fuck, that's what all the kids want. I mean, was that what it was? I don't remember what the reasoning behind it. Actually, I forgot it's changed, and they're allowed to use ninja again. Yeah, is that what it was? Was it a protection thing that ninjas are violent and kids shouldn't be exposed to ninjas because violence and stuff? It's a fucking turtle. it's a life-size turtle. It's not real. It was because it sounded violent, basically. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Well, long live the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the heroes, whatever. Luke says it's on Comedy Central every day at the moment. I've watched bits of it twice recently. I was talking about the film with the rock in that Welcome to the Jungle. If it is, then I've not seen it. I'll give it a look in. I've got to go, but pattern shot to remind you that Nickelodeon Turtles theme tune song is a banger. I've not heard the Nickelodeon one, to be fair. I'm going to open it up and have it there. I'm not going to play it because, DMCA. But I'll listen to it. The original one is an absolute banger, so I may have a different opinion because, when something's just so good and you like the classic, not sure. We'll see. Busy, says Gary. I've not been busy for a year. Well, that's true. Fast forward to the past few years, and we now have kids watching someone called Ninja en masse. Well, yeah, exactly. I didn't even think of that. Good point, Iceman. Yeah, I'm thinking of like a Ninjago. Ninja. Let's watch Ninja. We couldn't say Ninja, and now parents leave their kids with Ninja. How times
it's such
change.
a weird word to try and monitor or censor. Ninja. It's such a weird word that they're trying to censor. It doesn't make any sense.
Nah, absolutely. It's like we used to watch. What was it? It was either BBC or ITV's Saturday morning program. I'm obviously not SMTV Live and stuff like that, but there was live and kicking. I mean, kicking is violence, so why did that one make it through the net, but Ninja didn't? Kicking is an act of violence, and Ninja is a word to describe a specific. I don't know what you could even call it a career. I want to be a ninja. So it's bizarre. Yeah, strange. Anyway, there will be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. I've got the Turtles theme tune video up on the screen, so I can't tell you. What was it called? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. No date announced yet, but it looks pretty cool. As well as that, Forza Horizon 4 is available on Steam, so if you want to play some new games, one available now, one available soon, and should both be good. Hopefully both on PC, whereas Turtles, I'd imagine all of the consoles, but we will see. We'll keep you updated with any advancements, as we always do. But that's the okay. That's the end of all of the updates for today. As we are going to finish off the show, which I said nice and clearly, and it rolled off the tongue without any problems whatsoever. There we go. Yes, Bib. I have a call in 54 minutes. So I won't be hosting any streams. Will you be hosting any streams today?
Yes. I don't know what I'm going to play yet, though. It probably will be more pairs.
Nice.
But, yeah.
Okay.
That's as far as it goes.
Well, do you know what? If you want to see some PES content, there is a good chance that I could jump in and then out and then back into that PES content. But if we do My Club Co-op, that is. If you want to see some My Club Co-op, then feel free to stick around the channel. If you are new here and you haven't done so already, please feel free to drop a follow as well. I know a bunch of you did that yesterday, before, during, and after the content, so we appreciate all of that. But yeah, if you do want to see some PES content, feel free to stick around. With that in mind, we won't drop a raid on someone because we could be going back live again in the meantime. And why would we send you all somewhere else when we're just about to come straight back on again? What's the point of that? So yeah, there we go. Before we do any of that, though, before we go off and come back and play Pez, Bib, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, again, thank you very much for joining us today, ladies and gentlemen, and submitting your articles very much like Gary did today, as well as Asim. Very much appreciated, guys. But if you want to get involved with the show, there's two ways that you can do that. First of all, find us on social media, that's Ice Cream World, across all major social media platforms. The second way is to find us in our Discord. The link is in the chat, and it's also going to be in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. All we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and opinions. We will then give you our thoughts and opinions on the very next show, which will what time tomorrow, Mr. Graham?
Oh, well, that'll be at 10 a.m. Ish. 10 a.m. ish. Did I even do the intro? I don't remember doing the intro today, but do you know what? If I didn't, we stream live on Twitch at 10 a.m. ish each and every single weekday, and we turn this into a podcast, a video for YouTube, and an audio podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So if you are listening or watching on demand, thank you very much for doing so. We appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button. Do you know what? Actually, if you're watching on Twitch and you haven't done, feel free to go subscribe to our YouTube. That would be very nice too. But while you're all doing that, we will get set for some additional Pez content-ish around this. Have yourselves a fantastic day, though. In the meantime, we will disappear. Until then, what they got to do, Bib?
Stay frosty.